Here we are.
Chatty chat, chat, chat.
We do like to chat, which, it works.
Chatty patter.
Chatty patter. Patter chatty. We may have to reverse all that.
All right.
Anyway, so yeah, one of the things we were talking about, especially now that it's state testing and all kinds of stuff, is how do you get a hold of your tech person quickly and easily?
Especially when you can't leave your room and you need to have somebody come in there and you don't want to leave a bunch of kids throwing stuff around.
Obviously. And email can be a little slow.
No, email's always perfectly fast.
Well, I know I have an undo send.
Checking
so
email, on the
it takes
other
me
hand,
30
is
seconds
not.
just to send an email, so then if they wanted that quickly.
Right.
Yeah. So we find that GChat, which is now Hangouts,
Yep.
is probably the fastest way to get a hold of somebody.
Let's hang out.
All right,
I
let's
wanna
do
hang
it.
out.
All right, we're going to do part 1 of Hangouts, and we'll have a couple of
We'll
sections.
probably have at least 2, maybe 3, possibly 4.
There's a lot of things you can do with Hangouts.
There's a lot of fun
And
things you
it's
can do.
ever evolving.
Yeah. I did a hangout to London.
Yeah?
Yeah. With
Top of the morning, or?
No, with London, not top of the morning. Isn't that Irish? Yeah. Well, there's a big difference.
Yeah, I know.
Huge
I wasn't going to
difference.
say it's all the same.
You were. No, yeah. So
Tea time.
There's all sorts of fun, different things you can do with GChat Hangouts. Like I said, I had there was a teacher conference that was happening in London, and they wanted to talk to some students to see how GChat would work,
That was
or
with
how
Ben Rouse,
Hangout would
wasn't
work
it?
with Ben Rouse.
Well done.
Good. Thank you, Ben. And
Good buddy of mine.
it was great, and I think it's something that we need to look at to have better communication with people.
Yeah.
Teammates, communication.
It's all about communication.
Well, about the teams.
All right, so let's take a look here. GChat's pretty easy to come up with. For me, it's right here in Gmail, and this is where I hit it the most. I mean, I have it on my phone as well, so they can buzz me in my pocket or whatever. But for the most
Don't say
part,
that
I'm
again.
always going to have email on. Buzz my pocket.
Buzz your pocket.
Well,
Yeah.
it's blowing up. So if I were to GChat Tom right now, I
Yep.
just click on his name.
Right.
And our last little bit, in fact, he's wanting me to take a look at a video real quickly that we're putting out about
Another
Google
PD.
Expeditions.
That's right.
Oh, Blade, you plugged that
Should
on
already
purpose,
be
didn't
out.
you? But I can say, hey, what's up this afternoon? Yeah, I could type first.
You can learn to type first.
What's up this afternoon? And he's going to get it on his computer and his phone probably that just said that. And he
Yep.
can get right back to me.
Yep.
That way we know quickly and easily, almost like a text message, what's going
On
on.
my phone.
But we're using it all within our own domain.
All within our own domain. You can set up different settings in your admin console about who actually can turn on Hangouts and GChat.
Right.
So if you don't want to have your younger students using GChat or Hangouts,
Right.
you can certainly turn that off. It can get a little hairy, especially in the middle school when they start to have hormones going crazy and they're all freaking out and everything. Ah!
Yeah.
You want to make
Yeah, digital note passing is basically what's happening at that stage. The unique thing, though, is because this is part of Hangouts.
Can you put a check yes or no in there?
No, that's Google Keep. That's a different video. We can do that later. The unique thing, though, is because it's part of Hangouts, you also get a recorded history. And you can actually
Yes.
shut that off by OU, whether or not the user can go, not incognito, but be able to disable that history or not.
You can archive it and disable history, correct.
So even if a student were to be able to use this inappropriately, it would come up if you have your filters set up so that inappropriate words are flagged or
Right.
things of that nature.
But the great thing about it is, as we said, it's super quick. You sent me a message. I got it right away.
Right.
I know what that you're looking
Didn't
for.
respond right away, but you got it right.
Well, I turned my sound off on my phone for recording this video, so you would have heard.
I'm only kidding. It's
Yeah.
fine. So those of you who have never set this up before, I have another account that I have not used this before. This is what your Gmail looks like if you don't even have an email, which is
Notice
impressive.
the chat is actually underneath your folders to start.
That's right. So it's over here on this left side to start with, and all I'd have to do the first time around is, like if I wanted to chat with myself, is type in my email address and invite to chat. As soon as you initiate the chat, the message doesn't go through until the secondary time. So somebody has to
Right.
actually accept
Correct.
the chat before you can start chatting for obvious reasons. But it's good to know that. You don't want to put in a whole list of things like an email and a chat
No.
right off the bat because you may never see it.
It's so hard to read that, too, because it's such a small window.
And it's not
You have
really
to
meant for
scroll all the way down.
Yeah.
Meant for quick hits. Sort of like text messaging, but instant
Right.
messaging.
Right.
Old school AOL AIM.
Whoa.
Whoa.
So you'll notice that I don't have my chat on the left side. I moved
Right.
it over to the right,
You
and
gotta
that's
move.
because I have a lot of tags, folders in Gmail too, and I like to move it over to the right. So to do that, if
Gives you
that's
a much
something
more
you
full
want,
list of everyone you're seeing.
yeah, and then that way you can see everybody, and you can sort it. So if I click on Hangouts Conversations and Hangouts Contacts, I can change it a little bit. So
Yep.
it could be by alphabetical,
Yep.
or it could be the last people I've hit up,
Right.
depending on your order of preference. So if you want it on the right side, it is a lab. So in Gmail, if
Google
you click
Labs.
on the sprocket, I like to call it,
The sprocket.
and down to settings, so the
Now's
gear.
the time in sprockets where we dance.
Well, I was going to go all Jetsons, but you went with men in hats? Men
No,
without
that
hats.
was Saturday Night Live. Mike Myers.
Oh, right.
Sprockets.
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 That's right. So if you are in Gmail settings and you go over to Labs, which is experimental things, not created by Google itself, but certain things may be there eventually. I've turned on a few. One that you can search for right here is called Right Side Chat, and there it is by Emily C. If you enable that, it literally moves your chat from your left side to your right side. And
Cool.
you're ready to go.
That's what
cool.
I just did that today as well because I just found out about it.
Yeah. Well, Gmail Labs is something that not everybody sees.
All right, so here's the next question.
Yeah.
I wanted to chat with you and with myself again.
That's a lot of
Because we have split personalities.
There's a couple ways you can do it. One is you could start by creating this or creating a new group, or simply, what if I'm already in the GChat
Right.
with you? I can just add a person at the top,
Right.
and I could add like our tech coach. I'm not going to right now, but as soon as I clicked it, I could say create group, and now this GChat on the right hand side is a chat between you, Annette, and myself.
So you can not only just communicate one-on-one, you can communicate one-on... I think you can do up to 100 at
I
a
think
time
there's
in
100.
a
We've
chat.
not tested that because
No.
we don't have 100 people that like.
But
talking
Google
with
does
us.
say that you can chat with up to 100 people at a
Yeah.
time. So that's
And
a quick
this is
chat.
only the text version. I mean, obviously, while you're in the chat, you have options too, like adding the camera feature to do like almost like a Skype conversation with
Yep.
Hangouts.
You can do a
You
phone
can
call.
add pictures or emoticons or bitmojis like we like to do, or a phone call to somebody's
He's
phone.
the Bitmoji guy.
There's a lot more you can do with Hangouts, including add them to calendar events
Yep.
or do virtual meetings. You can also go to YouTube Live, which is now part of it. Actually took over for Hangouts on
Yep.
Air,
Yep.
so you can stream live on the internet. But we'll get to those in parts later on, so that this doesn't go too long.
Fantastic.
All right. So we'll have to hang out at another date.
Let's hang out.
All right. Let's do
All
it.
right.
Don't forget to follow
Yep.
on Twitter. He is at RootBoysDad.
Correct.
I am at eLawson1977. And feel free to comment, like our videos.
And give us more feedback of any other videos you want to see.
Yeah. And we'll hang out again.
Hang out.
All right. See ya.